and it was me. I mean, the body, you know, they're so surprised and they are sincere. They don't make up the stories like that, because you can't make a story. And an old man wrote a letter to me once when I was asking in Finland about people's experiences with near death and out of body. So this old man told about this incident when he was a baby, so a small child. So they are so strong experiences that you remember them for the rest of your life. And he said, well, nobody was reacting. I was jumping up and down, and then I went to the lamp, and I was swinging myself in the lamp. You know, a baby would do that, a small boy. Yeah. And then finally I thought, well, you know, I have to get down. I want to go back to my bed. It was a cradle, and then back. Now, when you have thousands and thousands of experiences like that, it seems ridiculous that in psychiatry they call it dissociation as a mental disorder. I mean, it's just normal behavior of a person who breaks out of his physical, I would say, prison. Yeah. Because the body is in a way prison when normally you can't get out. Yeah. You can't fly to the moon, you know, yeah, in the astral body or energy body. Russians call it energy body, and I think that's a very good word, because it says it is energy, and we are energy. And so you can go anywhere. You can see anything, but you have to have ethics and moral, because if you go somewhere, think of somebody, you go to another country and see what they're doing, well, it would be unethical to sort of go around into the private lives of other people without permission, right? Yeah. So, but when you do experiments, and the military, both in Russia and in the US at least, they do train special officers in Human Technology Task Force, and I've been there in Monroe Institute in Virginia as a visitor. So they train them to get out, because they use it for espionage or space travel. And how can psychiatry say that it is dissociation, it is a mental disorder, when they're training special officers to become mental disorders, huh? Yeah. Or to become automatic writers, which means that another energy is influencing you, and you start writing with a graphology which is not yours, and whoever influences you, that can be done with mind control, or it can be done from other dimensions, from your dead relatives, their energy, of course. So when the military puts so much money into it, trying to get information from dead scientists, trying to get information, technical information, again, psychiatry doesn't accept this as normal. Because I think anything that a human being can do is normal. It's maybe exceptional human experience, but it's absolutely not pathological. So psychiatry should change totally. Psychiatry should absolutely change to the better. But today, well, they're planning now the DSM-5, Diagnostic Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders. This is the 5th. They gave only 2 months, American Psychiatric Association, only 2 months from February 10th to April 20th this year, 2010, for doctors and psychologists and friends of or family members of patients to comment. I did comment. I got something through, but when I was explaining about out-of-body experiences and near-death experiences and, you know, being normal and being military, that was deleted. It doesn't go through even to them. So there's somebody who controls, even American Psychiatric Association, what they can say or think. And the strange thing is that it should come in effect in May 2013. So why now, 2010 in the spring, only 2 months is given for comments? They don't want comments. They don't want criticism. They want to fix it so that the psychiatry professor who was in charge of the today existing DSM-4, which exists until 13, he was the chairman of the committee. He has stated officially that this new psychiatric manual for disorders is going to course, that millions and millions of new people are going to be labeled as psychiatric disorders. Now that's crazy. Why? Because normal human experiences are labeled. Like if you are a little girl and you're playing with cars and toys of the boys, that's part of being, you have a sexual identity disorder. Come on, a little girl can play with cars, and a little boy will play with dolls. That's not a sexual identity disorder. And when you label little kids like that, then of course you put on psychiatric drugs from childhood, and those drugs do destroy. The side effects are very, very known, and they're very, very negative. They even, some of them, cause people to suicide. But the big pharma gets an awful lot of money. And that's one of the mains.
So you can actually say by all what you have been telling here, that they really try to lock us all into the physical reality. They try to block everything that has to do with our mind, that has to do with spirituality and the divine and everything. They just want to keep us in the physical reality. But when you talk so much of energy, anything comes down to energy. So that means that, you know, if we want to change this plan or agenda or whatever, people, they need to take responsibility for their own energy and stay in their own center.
That's right. That's right. But as long as people don't know or do not accept that they are energy, religious people call it soul. But how many doctors know what color it is, what form it is, where does it exist? It's not only in the brain. It goes through the brain like a film goes through a computer. And if the computer is kaput, well, you take the film away and put it on the new computer. Like when your car crashes, you get a new car. It's as simple as that. But as long as you're fixed into that, and like I said, the psychiatry manuals, they want everything which is normal, quote, quote, maybe not very usual, but normal, to be, you know, abnormal. And like if you're shy, which is totally normal, some people are shy. No, that is a mental disorder. If you're angry, that is a mental disorder. Sexuality, if a woman, and many women are slow with getting an orgasm, that's a sexual disorder. And the worst in this new draft suggestion, the very worst, I think, is they say that under consideration the doctor can harm the patient. Harm the patient. The whole basis of medicine is, of course, to heal, to help.
Do not harm.
Do not harm, like in the Hippocrates Oath. Now, they allow harming. And of course that's for, you know, you think, oh, this is for research. Now, come on. I was listened to for 1 hour a few years ago, 2002, in Norway, in Oslo. There was a committee which gave its report 2003, and the number was 33 of 2003. Now, I'm a little bit aware of some codes, and 33 number is not a good code. But anyway, they came to the conclusion that in Norway there has been no abuse in psychiatry before 1975, because that was their mission, 1975. And I opposed. I said, you have to, you know, say what is going on today, not 2002, 3. What happened before 75? You know, that's gone. You can't change that. And they came to the conclusion there's no abuse.